Okay, let's look at an example similar to practice exam 1, number 10. All right, so you have a rational function given, and we want to take the first derivative and the second derivative and set the second derivative equal to 0, right? Just like the problem, number 10. All right, so let's do part A. All right, so we're going to find the first derivative. Right, so using the quotient rule, square the bottom, so quantity x squared plus 3 squared, derivative of the top is 1, times the bottom, quantity x squared plus 3 minus, right, top x times derivative of the bottom, which is 2x. Right, so this will simplify to, right, so denominator is exactly the same, so quantity x squared plus 3 squared, right, then you have 3 here, so I put 3, right, then you have x squared minus 2x squared, right, so it's going to be negative x squared, right, so this is the first derivative. Right, so let's do part B. Right, part B is to find the second derivative. So f double prime of x is equal to, right, then the big fraction, right, square the denominator, so quantity x squared plus 3, raise it to the square, so it's going to be to the 4th power, right, derivative of the top is negative 2x times the bottom, which is x squared plus 3 squared minus, right, top, which is 3 minus x squared times the derivative of the denominator. So in this case, 2 in front, keep the same quantity, x squared plus 3, right, then multiply by, or subtract 1 from the power, so it's first power, and multiply by the derivative inside function, which is 2x, right, so we have that, right. Then first thing we should do is to just find the common factor, right, so let's look for a common factor on top, right, so we see 2x here, 2x and the 2x, so we just write down 2x, right, also x squared plus 3, so there are 2 of them, so I'll just circle this to indicate that there's another factor x squared plus 3, and here is x squared plus 3, right, so we can factor out quantity x squared plus 3. All right, then we just have to collect the leftover. All right, so maybe I'll do it this way. So you have a negative sign here, so that's left over, and also you have another quantity x squared plus 3, right, so I took care of this negative sign and I took care of this guy, so that's it for the first term. All right, then you have there's a negative sign here, so negative. All right, so there's 2, right, times quantity 3 minus x squared, so 3 minus x squared, right, so that that's everyone on top. Then you have denominator, which is quantity x squared plus 3 raised to the 4th power. Right? And the first thing we can do is, since there's a common factor on top and bottom, so you can cancel quantity x squared plus 3, and we can just change the 4th power to the 3rd power. All right? Then I'm going to just to clean up a bit, so you're going to get, all right, 2x. 2x is there. All right? Then you will have, let's see, you will have a negative, maybe I'll multiply this out. So you have negative sign distributed to x squared, so it's negative x squared. And negative sign is distributed to positive 3, so that's going to be negative 3. Right, so negative 2 is distributed to 3, so it's going to be minus 6. Right, and negative 2 is distributed to negative x squared, so it's going to be positive 2x squared. Right, then the denominator is quantity x squared plus 3 cubed. Right, then collects like terms, so we will get, right, 2x is there. Right, so you have negative x squared, and you have positive 2x squared. That will give us x squared. Right, then combine negative 3 and negative 6. That will give us negative 9. Right, then you will have a quantity x squared plus 3 cubed. Right, and if you want, we can actually, this is a difference of squares, we can factor it out. So you would have 2x times x plus 3 times x minus 3, right, all over quantity x squared plus 3 cubed. Right, so this is our second derivative. All right, and the part C is we want to set that equal to 0. So f double prime of x, which is 2x times quantity x plus 3 times quantity x minus 3, and all over quantity x squared plus 3 cubed equals 0. Right, but all you have to do is make sure that the numerator is equal to 0. So you have a 2x times quantity x plus 3 times quantity x minus 3 equals 0. Right, then which implies that x equals 0. Right, and x equals negative 3, and here x equals positive 3. Right, so those are the x values that will make the second derivative equal to 0. Right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.